All right, let's cut right to it. We're going to break down one of the most direct, no bullshit ways to get your head straight. It's called Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, or REBT. And this isn't about digging through your past and blaming your parents. Nah, this is about grabbing control of your mind right now.
So, does this hit close to home? You want to go talk to someone, you want to apply for that reach job, or just, say something in class, but your brain just shuts down. You're completely frozen by the fear of looking like an idiot, of failing, of getting shut down. Well, that feeling, that's what we're going to dismantle today.
Pay attention, because this right here, this is the whole game. A Greek philosopher named Epictetus said it 2,000 years ago, and a psychologist named Albert Ellis he put it a lot more bluntly. It is never the event itself, the rejection, the bad grade, that screws you up. It's the insane bullshit story you start telling yourself about what it all means.
So where does all this self-sabotaging crap actually come from? Let's get right to the source of why we make ourselves miserable. Because, and this is the key, according to this whole framework, we're the ones building the prison.
And this is the guy who came up with it, Dr. Albert Ellis. He had absolutely zero time for old-school therapy that wanted to blame everything on your mom or your dad. His point was raw and simple. As humans, we are just biologically wired to freak out easily. It's our factory default setting.
And that leads to this huge idea. We're all constructivists. It means we literally build our own anxiety. We construct our own depression. We manufacture our own panic attacks. We are actively, even if we don't realize it, choosing to screw ourselves over with our thoughts. But here's the powerful part. If you're the one choosing it, you can be the one to unchoose it.
Look, Ellis wasn't just some professor dreaming this stuff up. This guy was, by his own admission, a total mess. He was crippled by his own anxieties. So he decided to wage all-out war on them. He basically used himself as the first guinea pig.
And the results were just wild. He was deathly afraid of public speaking, so what did he do? He just started speaking in public, again and again and again, until the fear literally got bored and left. And as for his crippling fear of talking to women, that led to one of the most legendary self-experiments in the history of psychology.
This was the homework he gave himself. Seriously, for an entire month, he went to the park and his only mission was to sit down next to any woman he saw sitting by herself and just talk for 1 minute. He tried it 130 times. Now, 30 of them just got up and left right away, which left him with a nice, clean sample of 100 actual conversations.
So, after all that, after 100 conversations designed to get over his fear of rejection, how many dates do you think he got? Just one. He got one single date. And you want to know the kicker? She stood him up. But, and this is the whole point, nothing bad happened. The world didn't end. The cops weren't called. He didn't puke his guts out from anxiety. He just had 100 pretty normal, pretty pleasant 1-minute chats. All the catastrophic disasters he was terrified of, they were complete fiction. They existed only in his head. Rejection sucked a little, but it wasn't a catastrophe.
Okay, so out of that incredible personal experiment, Ellis built a simple, elegant model so that anybody, you, me, anyone, could do this same debullshitting process for themselves. It's called the ABC model. Here's how it works. A is the adversity. That's the thing that happens to you. You get rejected. You bomb the exam. C is the consequence. That's how you feel afterwards. Anxious, depressed, pissed off. Now, most of us think A causes C, right? But Ellis showed that's wrong. The real problem is B, your belief about what happened. It's that irrational, demanding thought, I must succeed, and because I didn't, I'm a total failure. That is the toxic link that creates all the misery.
Ellis had a very memorable way of putting this. He said, we should all be happy masturbators, people who have strong desires and preferences and enjoy them. The problem is, we become unhappy masturbators. We take our preferences and we turn them into these rigid, non-negotiable demands. We turn our I wants into I musts.
And really, it all comes down to these 3 core toxic beliefs. The first one, I must do well, is what fuels our anxiety and depression. The second one, you must treat me well. That's the root of almost all anger, rage, and grudges. And the third, life must be easy. That's what leads straight to procrastination and self-pity.
Okay, so now you get it. You can see the irrational musts running in the background of your mind. So what do? How do you actually fight back? Well, that brings us to the most important, actionable part of this whole thing, disputing. First, you attack the logic. The next time you hear that voice in your head saying, I have to succeed at this, just stop and ask, says who? Where is it written in the laws of the universe that I absolutely must succeed? And the answer is, it's written nowhere. You'd prefer to succeed, sure, but it's not a law of physics. Second, you go full-on detective and demand proof. Ask yourself, okay, where is the actual, hard evidence that failing this one thing makes me a worthless, garbage human being? You're going to find that there is zero evidence for that conclusion. You're not a failure. You're just a person who failed this one time.
And third, you just get real with yourself. Be pragmatic. Ask, okay, honestly, where is believing I must not fail actually getting me? And the answer is always the same. It's getting you more stressed out, more panicked, and it's probably making you perform worse. It's a strategy that doesn't just fail to help, it actively hurts you.
See, the point is this isn't some passive, gentle thing. This is an active, aggressive, relentless assault on your own bullshit. You have to consciously and forcefully unthink the crap that you've been unconsciously feeding yourself your whole life. You literally have to brainwash yourself out of your own brainwashing.
And what's the goal of all this? It's not to stop wanting things. It's not to become a passionless robot. The goal is to take your rigid, brittle, self-destructive demands and transform them into flexible, resilient, healthy preferences. This is the upgrade. This is the mental shift you're shooting for. You go from, I must not fail, to, I'd prefer not to fail, but hey, if I do, it's not the end of the world. You go from demanding that life must be easy to accepting that you'd like it to be easy, but you're tough enough to handle it when it's not. You still want things, but your happiness is no longer held hostage by them. And this all leads to the Holy Grail, unconditional self-acceptance. This means you finally separate your actions from your identity. You can screw up, you can fail spectacularly, and you can still accept yourself as a valuable, worthy, and deeply flawed human being, just like everyone else. You're not a loser, you're just a person who lost. Ellis loved this quote, and it sums it all up perfectly. Rejection, insults, failures, they're just external events. They have absolutely no power to disturb you unless you give them that power. Unless you, through your beliefs, give them permission to mess you up. You can always choose to say, permission denied. So I'm going to leave you with this question. This isn't just some interesting idea, it's a weapon for your own mind. Think about something that's making you anxious or pissed off right now. Find the hidden must that's fueling it, and ask yourself, what's the first piece of bullshit you're going to go to war with today?